हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है और अभी हम कर रहे हैं करंट अफेयर्स। सेंटर रिलीजेस ओवर रुपीज 436 करोड़ टू कर्नाटका एंड त्रिपुरा फॉर रूरल डेवलपमेंट. The union government has released over 436 crore as the second installment of the 15th Finance Commission grants for rural local bodies in Karnataka and Tripura for the financial year 2024-25, as stated by the Ministry of Thursday. This release aims to strengthen local government governance and promote rural development in these states. In Tripura, 31.13 crore have been allocated as United grants for benefit 589 eligible gram panchayats, along with all block panchayats, district panchayats, and traditional local bodies. Karnataka received 404.97 crore in United grants for 5375 eligible gram panchayats, supporting rural local bodies across the states. Central released national guidelines on medical oxygen management. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare on Thursday released the National Guidelines on Medical Oxygen Management. According to the official statement from the ministry, the National Guidelines on Medical Oxygen Management aim to enhance medical oxygen infrastructure and establish standardized best practices across healthcare facilities. The guidelines cover protocols for procurement, storage, and administration of medical oxygen, with a strong emphasis on patient safety, capacity building, and emergency preparedness. Union Health Secretary Ponya Salila Srivastava underscored the importance of maintaining and effectively utilizing medical oxygen infrastructure to ensure readiness for any surge in demand during emergencies. She highlighted the lessons learned from India's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and stressed the need for sustained preparedness. Jaishankar reaffirms India-Russia strategic partnership, stressed deep historical ties. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Thursday emphasized the strength of India-Russia relations, affirming that the further enhancement of the special and privileged strategic partnership remains a key foreign policy priority for both countries. Speaking virtually at the Russia and India towards a new bilateral agenda conference, Jaishankar highlighted the bilateral relationships' deep historical roots and its long tradition of trust and mutual respect, which continue to grow against the backdrop of a shifting global order. Through every shift and realignment, India and Russia have demonstrated an expectational ability to adapt and find new opportunities for mutual benefit and for contributing to regional and global stability and prosperity, Jaishankar added. Argentina's deadly rains more likely in a warning world, report says. The heavy rains that led to catastrophic flooding in central Argentina and killed 16 people earlier this month were partly fueled by climate change and could become more frequent in a warmer world, a team of international scientists said on Thursday. An analysis by the World Weather Attribution found that extreme heat in the region leading up to the floods caused a warmer and more humid mass of air that clashed with a cloud front from Argentina's Patagonian region, causing the torrential rains in Bahia Balance, a port city about 550 km 340 miles south of Buenos Aires. The indicators of heat and humidity leading up to the floors would have been virtually impossible without climate change. Juven Rivera, one of the report's authors and scientists at the Argentina Institute for Snow Research, Glaciology and Environmental Science, said in a press conference on Wednesday. MOD and UNICEF Yuvaha partnered to empower over 35 lakh rural women through livelihood initiatives. In a significant effort to empower rural women and youth, the Ministry of Rural Development has signed a statement of intent with UNICEF Yuvaha to create livelihood opportunities and enhance female workforce participation in rural India. The 3-year partnership aims to connect women from self-help groups, with employment, entrepreneurship, and skill development programs. The SOI was signed by TK Anilkumar, Additional Secretary, MORD, and Sardra Tapalia, Deputy Representative Operations, UNICEF India, in the presence of senior officials from both organizations. This collaboration aligned with the Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program outlined in the 2025-2026 Union Budget, the ministry said in a statement on Thursday. Under this initiative, digital infrastructure will be strengthened through pilot projects such as Computer Didi Centers and Didi Ki Dukaan to be established in 5 blocks across Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan. If successful, this model could be scaled to benefit 35 lakh women across over 7,000 blocks nationwide. Ukraine allies meet in Paris with new aid, security assurance in mind. France pledged €2 billion in military aid to Ukraine as some 30 leaders met with President Volodymyr Zelensky in Paris on Thursday to discuss how to strengthen Kyiv's position and assess how they could play a role if a peace deal is struck with Russia. The third summit of what France and Britain have called the "coalition of the willing" brings together the likes of British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and Turkish Vice President Sivet Yilmaz. It is taking place after Zelensky agreed earlier this month to proceed with ceasefire talks to ensure a resumption of US aid and intelligence sharing, but Russia has placed additional demands on implementation of a ceasefire deal in the Black Sea and on energy targets, and many European nations believe a peace accord remains distant. Indian Armed Forces conduct tri-services exercise Prachand Prahar. Prachand Prahar. The Indian Armed Forces conducted a tri-service integrated multi-domain exercise, Prachand Prahar, in the high-altitude terrain of the Himalayas along the northern borders in Arunachal Pradesh. The three-day exercise, held from March 2025 to 27, focused on coordinated operations involving the Army, Air Force, and Navy. The exercise began with the deployment of advanced surveillance assist from all three services, including long-range surveillance aircraft of the Indian Air Force, the Maritime Domain Awareness aircraft of the Indian Navy, helicopters, and unmanned aerial vehicle (UAVs), space-based resources, and allied Indian Army Special Forces were also mobilized to establish seamless domain awareness and detect stimulated targets. BIS cracks down on e-commerce giants for selling substandard products. The Bureau of Indian Standards (BIS) has intensified its enforcement actions against e-commerce platforms with a series of raids aimed at cracking down on the scale of substandard products in violation of quality control orders, according to an official statement from the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution on Thursday. In a major operation on March 19, the Delhi branch of BIS conducted a search and seized at Amazon Sellers Private Limited warehouse in the Mohan Corporative Industrial Area, Delhi. The 15-hour raid resulted in the seize of over 3,500 products, including geysers, food mixers, and electrical appliances, valued at around 70 lakh rupees. These items were found either without the required ISI mark or bearing counterfeit ISI labels. In a separate trade, at Instacart Service Private Limited, a subsidiary of Flipkart located in Srinagar, Delhi, BIS officials confiscated around 590 pairs of sports footwear that lacked the mandatory ISI mark and date of manufacture. The seized footwear was worth approximately 6 lakh. DRDO and Indian Navy successfully test indigenous VLS RSAM. In a major boost to India's defense capabilities, the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and the Indian Navy successfully flight tested the indigenously developed vertically launched the short-range surface-to-air missile on Wednesday at the Integrated Test Range (ITR) Chandipur, Odisha. The missile, launched from a land-based vertical launcher, effectively destroyed a high-speed aerial target at close range and low altitude, demonstrating its agility, precision, and reliability, and validating its near-boundary low-altitude capability, the Ministry of Defense said in a statement. The test was conducted with all weapon system elements in full combat configuration, including the indigenous radio frequency seeker, multifunction radar, and weapon control system, all of which performed as expected. The perform was confirmed through flight data captured by range instrument developed by ITR Chandipur. India and China take step-by-step approach to resume dialogue discuss bilateral cooperation. India and China on Wednesday discussed resuming dialogue mechanism between the two nations in a step-by-step manner focusing on each other priority areas of interest and concern, according to a statement from India's Ministry of External Affairs (MEA) during a meeting in Beijing between Gaurang Das, Joint Secretary East Asia from India's Ministry of External Affairs, and Liu Jingsong, Director General of the Department of Asian Affairs at China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Both sides acknowledged the progress made in bilateral relations following the October 2024 meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Xi Jinping in Kazan. Since that meeting, both countries' foreign ministers have met twice, and special representatives on the India-China boundary issue have held their 23rd round of talks. These high-level meetings have provided strategic guidance to stabilize and further develop relations, the MEA said. 10th BRICS Policy Planning Dialogue focuses on global issue and BRICS expansion. The 10th BRICS Policy Planning Dialogue took place on March 24-25 in Brasilia, bringing together policy planners from Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, along with senior representatives from the expanded BRICS membership. It provided a platform for discussion on a broad spectrum of global geopolitical and regional developments, the Ministry of External Affairs (MEA) said on Wednesday. The Indian delegation was led by Raghuram as Joint Secretary, Policy Planning and Research (MEA). Key topics of discussion included global health cooperation, international trade, financial issues, climate action, artificial intelligence governance, and reforms in multilateral peace and security frameworks. Indian Railways to introduce access control and permanent holding areas at 60 stations for better crowd management. In an effort to enhance passenger safety and streamline crowd management, Indian Railways will implement a comprehensive access control system along with permanent holding areas at 60 stations across the country. This decision comes after successful trials during peak rush periods, particularly during festivals and major events like the Mahakumbh, as revealed by Railway Minister Ashwani Vaishnav in a written statement to the Lok Sabha on Wednesday. The permanent holding areas will be set up outside station premises at high traffic locations, allowing only passengers with confirmed tickets to enter the platforms when the trains arrive. The initiative is aimed at reducing congestion and ensuring smooth passenger flow. Pilot projects have already begun at major stations like New Delhi, Anand Vihar, Varanasi, Ayodhya, and Ghaziabad. Webb telescope spots galaxy at pivotal moment in the early universe. Scientists using the James Webb Space Telescope have identified an ancient and faraway galaxy that provides evidence that an important transition period that brought the early universe out of its dark ages occurred sooner than previously thought. Webb, which by peering across vast cosmic distance is looking way back in time, observed the galaxy called JADES GS Z13-1 as it existed about 330 million years after the Big Bang event that initiated the universe roughly 13.8 billion years ago, the researcher said. By way of comparison, Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. The universe is thought to have experienced a rapid and exponential expansion in a fraction of a second after the Big Bang. After having cooled down sufficiently, there was a period called the Cosmic Dark Ages, when the infant universe was enveloped in a dense fog of hydrogen gas in an electrically neutral state. Lok Sabha passes bill to establish Tribhuvan Sahakari University in Gujarat to empower cooperative sector. The Lok Sabha on Wednesday passed the Tribhuvan Sahakari University Bill 2025 after an in-depth discussion led by Union Minister and Minister of Corporation Amit Shah. This historic legislation paves the way for the creation of India's first ever national cooperative university to be established at the University of Rural Management Anand IRMA in Gujarat. In his address, Shah emphasized the historical importance of the bill, noting that it will strengthen India's rural economy, promote self-employment, and foster innovation and research. The university will focus on providing modern education to young leaders within the cooperative sector, aiming to develop a new generation of leaders equipped with the principles of cooperation and counter contemporary management practices. The university, named after the prominent cooperative leader Tribhuvan Das Patel, will serve as a hub for cooperative leadership development. Patel played a pivotal role in the establishment of India's cooperative institutions under the guidance of Sardar Patel, and Shah highlighted his contributions during the speech. Trump announces 25% tariffs on imported cars. US President Donald Trump on Wednesday unveiled a 25% tariff off on imported cars and light trucks starting next week, widening the global trade war he kicked off upon regaining the White House this year. In a move auto industry experts expect will drive up price and streamline production. What we are going to be done is a 25% tariff for all cars that are not made in the United States, Trump said at an event in the Oval Office. Trump, who sees tariffs as a tool to raise revenue to offset his promised tax cuts and to revive a long decline US industrial base, said collections would begin on April 3, the day after he plans to announce reciprocal tariffs aimed at the countries responsible for the bulk of the US trade deficit. New insurance plan and digital literacy program launched for Indian worker in Dubai. A new group protection insurance scheme for blue-collar workers in the UAE has been introduced. The scheme, launched by Dubai National Insurance (DNI) in collaboration with its marketing partners, Nexus Insurance Brokers LCC, at the Consolidated Journal of India in Dubai, builds upon the life protection plan introduced in March 2024. This new group protection insurance scheme aims to enhance financial security for Indian blue-collar workers and other employees in the UAE. Effective from April 1, 2025, the plan offers extensive coverage, including benefits for natural and accidental death, permanent disability, and rehabilitation expense. The sum assured under this scheme is AED 35,000 per person with an affordable annual premium of AED 32. The initiative reflects the continued commitment of the Consolidated Journal of India to safeguarding the well-being of Indian expatriates in the UAE by encouraging employers to adopt this measure as part of their labor welfare initiatives. The Consolidated aims to prevent financial distress for the families of Indian workers in case of their ultimately passing. Tesla to launch in Saudi Arabia as Musk and the kingdom mend relations. Tesla will start sale in Saudi Arabia next month, the electric car maker said on its website, signaling CEO Elon Musk and the kingdom have healed a rift that dates back to the billionaire's short-lived bid in 2018 to take the company private. Tesla trades in other Middle Eastern countries, but not in Saudi Arabia, the Gulf region's largest market. The dispute started when Musk tweeted in 2018 he had funding secured to take Tesla private after meeting Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, the Public Investment Fund. That tweet eventually led to a lawsuit from investors when a bid failed to materialize, during which tense text message between Musk and PIF head Yasser Al Ruwan were made public. Parliamentary panel recommends Air Fair Whistle app to address flyers' grievance. A parliamentary panel has proposed the development of a mobile application modeled after the Election Commission's C-Whistle app to enable citizens to report instances of arbitrary airfare pricing and enhance transparency in the aviation sector. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism, Culture, in its report released on Tuesday, emphasized the need for improved consumer rights awareness and regulatory mechanisms to prevent exploitative airfare practices. The committee recommended the creation of Airfarewhistle, a digital platform that would allow users to submit complaints regarding unjustified airfare hikes. Flyers could upload evidence such as screenshots of ticket prices along with contextual details. The app would feature real-time geotagging, automated complaint tracking, and real and time-bound resolution mechanisms to ensure transparency and accountability. Upon submission, complaints would receive a unique ID to track the status of their grievance. India's gift city rise in global financial centers index 37. Gujarat International Finance Tech City Gift City on Wednesday said it has achieved notable improvements in multiple categories in the latest edition of the Global Finance Centers Index (GFCI 37), along with securing the top rank in the reputational advantage category. Gift City also climbed from 45th to 40 in the fintech ranking and improved its overall ranking from 52 second and 52 and 46th, making significant strides in establishing itself as a premier international financial center. Additionally, India's first Operation Smart City retained its position among the top 15 financial centers in the Asia Pacific region. Gift City's continued rise in the GFCI ranking is a reflection of India's growing influence in global finance. Our top ranking in reputational advantage, significant improvement in fintech, and strong overall performance reinforce the confidence of global investors and businesses in Gift City, said Tapan Ray, Managing Director and Group CEO of Gift City. Challenge faced by MSME must be addressed in clusters, not in isolation. Niti Aayog CEO B. R. Subramanian, CEO of Niti Aayog, on Wednesday said that MSME cannot exist in isolation and their challenges must be tackled in clusters and groups. Speaking at an event organized by the Confederation of Indian Industry (CII) in New Delhi, Subramanian said that today's MSMEs are going to be the large enterprises of tomorrow. He said that the government must handhold them and transform them from micro to small to medium, and medium to large enterprises. The Niti Aayog CEO underlined the three main challenges MSME face: improving technology, a skilled workforce, and issues related to quality certification. Digital Crop Survey (DCS) system launched to ensure accurate crop data collection. The Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has introduced has the Digital Crop Survey (DCS) system, which aims to gather real-time crop sown details directly from the field through a mobile interface. This initiative system ensures precise, up-to-date information on crop areas for every agriculture plot, which will be crucial for accurate production estimations. As part of this initiative, the Agri-Stack has been developed in line with the Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 and other IT laws of India. Agri-Stack is designed to ensure complete privacy and security of farmers' data, as highlighted by the Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, Ramnath Thakur, is an official statement. The statement ensured that farmers' data is collected only with their consent, giving farmers full control over how their data is shared, which is limited to authorized entities for a specific purpose. India pushing towards $300 billion electronics production by 2026 center. India, which is second largest mobile phone producer in the world, is all set to reach $300 billion in electronics production by 2026, driven by the Make in India and the Production Linked Incentive (PLI) scheme. The center on Wednesday. In 2014-15, 26% of mobile phones sold in India were locally made, which rose to 99.2% by December 2024. In India, India had just two mobile manufacturing units today. It has over 300. The mobile phone export surged from 1,566 crore in 2014 to 15 to rupees 1.2 lakh crore 1.2 lakh crore in 2023-2024, marking a 77-fold increase. India's semiconductor ecosystem has gained significant momentum with five landmark projects, with a total combined investment nearing 1.52 lakh crore receiving approval. Vietnam to cut duties on US imports, approve Starlink has Trump tariff decision looms. Vietnam will cut its tariff on several US products including LNG and cars and moved to approve Starlink services as the country tries to avoid being hit with US tariffs because of its large bilateral trade surplus. The Southeast Asian Industrial Hub announced in past weeks a series of measures including boosting imports to reduce its trade surplus with Washington, which exceeded $1.123 billion last year after US President Donald Trump flagged wide-ranging tariffs on trading partners. Under the new plans revealed late on Tuesday, the tariff on American liquefied natural gas will be cut to 2% from 5%, on automobiles to 32% from a range of 45% to 64%, on ethanol 5% from 10%. The head of the Finance Ministry's Tax Policy Department, Nguyen Quoc Hong, said in a statement posted on the ministry website. और इसी के साथ करंट अफेयर्स हो जाती है समाप्त।